everyone, it's Tawney. If you don't know who I am a makeup enthusiast who wanted to talk about makeup but had nobody to talk to about it, so I started a YouTube channel. That's a good reason for starting a YouTube channel, right? Lately my videos have been a little bit more on like the depressing side, and I don't want to cry now. Trying to make this more of a positive video, but so I wanted to just kind of like heal through my makeup, and I feel like that's like such a good way to like get over sadness and any kind of like anger you might be feeling, and you know, any thoughts that might be, you know, not quite as, you know, happy or cheerful as you're used to. And as you can probably see from like the thumbnail or the title, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to title this, but I want to talk about makeup that makes me feel good. And this is something that just came to me like all of a sudden, and I was like, I just need to talk about makeup. Like, this is going to make me feel better. It's going to make me like, you know, happy, and makeup is something that makes me happy. So I was like, I want to talk about makeup that makes me happy. So here we are. I have like 6 or 7 categories, and they're not so much like I have one of each thing. It's just like, this is makeup that I look at and I think, man, I really like this makeup. So I have a couple different things I'm going to talk about. I think I'm going to start off with like how I do my makeup. And the first couple things I want to talk about are foundations. I have 3 of them, and these are just things that lately have been really like bringing me a lot of joy. Like, I feel like I'm really pretty when I wear these things. I feel like they make me look really good. And the first one is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Foundation Brightening Complex, SPF 20, whatever. It's this foundation. And I really like this foundation. I think it looks very natural. It doesn't add too much dewiness. It's not too matte. It's just a very nice, fresh foundation. And I just like, I think it looks so nice on the skin, and if you can find a shade that works, you can find it. I heard somebody said they might be discontinuing it, which is really disappointing because this is such a good product and it's like $15. I just think it looks so nice, and it's one that if I want to have just like a nice fresh look, I'll go for that. The next one I want to talk about is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, the Dewy Edition. Now this one, I left the sticker on because I can't always see that it's dewy at the bottom, which is kind of dumb, but like that's how I know the difference between the two. But this one is like the perfect dewiness without being overly dewy, because I find that sometimes dewy foundations can look a little bit too greasy on my skin because I do have an oilier skin type. But this one looks so nice and it's so cheap, and I just like, I will keep buying this until I like have no money to buy. Like, I'm not going to keep buying it unless I need it, but you know what I mean? And then the third one is the Maybelline Super Safe Full Coverage Foundation. This has been my favorite foundation since I bought it, and I think this will be one of the first foundations I've ever used up all the way. I had one, it was like the Milani foundation, like the Conceal and Perfect foundation that I used up, and I really liked it at the time. It's a little bit thick for me right now. I prefer this one, and like, this is full coverage. It matches my skin perfectly. Like, it probably doesn't look like it from the bottle, and my lighting's not very great, but I think this is a perfect foundation. I would recommend this so much. Like, I tell people that aren't into makeup, that think that they can just go and buy any kind of makeup, and if it's expensive it must be good, and I'm just like, no, spend $12, buy this foundation, and you won't have to spend all your money on something that's not great. Like, there's good stuff at the drugstore, you know, find it. And the next thing I want to talk about, I guess it's going to be a bronzer, and mine's not really a bronzer. If you watched my ranking my bronzers, you'll know exactly which one I'm going to talk about, but it is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder in the shade Buff Beige, and as you can see, I really like this, although I don't really think the pan size is like deep enough. Like, I think I hit pan a little bit earlier than I should have, but I really like using this one if I want to have that extra like setting powderness to my face, but I don't want to like set my face, if that makes sense. So I use this for like my outer areas and things, and I think it looks so nice, and it's so natural, like flawless looking, and I just think it like is so pretty. And from being from CoverGirl and being so affordable, and for being a setting powder that I found in like a deeper shade, like, it's so crazy to think, but I just love how it looks, and it's like one of my go-to. Like, I look at it, I'm like, I really want to use that, and I think that's like how makeup should be. You should look at something and be like, I really want to use that. The next one I want to talk about is a blush, and it is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Baked Blush in Hummingbird Hype. It is from their like Hummingbird collection, and I love this so much that I bought 2 extras because I was afraid that the collection was going to sell out and they weren't going to sell it anymore. I use this as a bronze topper more so than a blush because I don't really feel like it adds much as a blush, but as a bronze topper it adds that little bit of like shimmer glow to my face, and I think it looks so nice, and I wish more people would use it and talk about it, but then again, it kind of makes me feel like I found like a hidden gem at the drugstore. My highlighter is the ABH and Amrezy highlighter, and I almost wasn't going to talk about this. I mean, it's kind of a limited edition item. It was whenever I bought it, but I don't think it is anymore. And I don't really feel too bad talking about it because I paid for it, so I want to talk about it. But I love this highlighter so much. Like, it's a perfect, like, gold tone that works for all skin tones. I was a little leery at first that it wasn't going to be, like, light enough for me, but I think it looks really nice, and it almost makes me feel, like, bougie when I use it because I spent, like, $27 on it. And it's one of my more expensive items. Like, I have way more expensive stuff, but like, it's one of my like first expensive buys and stuff, and I just really like it, and it just makes me feel really pretty when I wear it. My eyeshadow palette's probably one you could guess, and it is the ColourPop Lilac You A Lot palette. If you've watched any of my videos at all, you know that this is like my favorite ColourPop palette. And this is so weird because I'm not really into using like purples and pinks a whole lot, but this palette has like such pretty shimmers to it, and the mattes are really good quality, and I just find that like if I need to do a look that's not a very neutral nude look, I'll go for this because I just think the quality is so good and the colors are so good. And this is just one that I look at it and I'm like, I'm really happy and excited to use it. And it just like I find reasons to use the palette, honestly. Like, I went to my aunt's wedding, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I'm like, but I want to use this palette, so I'm gonna have to wear something that'll work with that, you know? And I feel like that's how makeup should be, is that you should be excited to use it and want to use it, and like not like changing, you know, your outfit or whatever, but like you should be so excited that you like want to use the palette. And I feel like a lot of times we don't have that with eyeshadow palettes, so I'm really excited that I found one that I like that much. And for my lip products, I have 3 of them, but 2 are like in the same product, just different colors. My first one is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lip, and it's in the shade Seductress 65. This is such a pretty shade. It's a very basic, like, nude, my lips but better kind of a shade, and it stays on all day. I can, like, wipe my lips after eating and stuff, and it still looks nice. I could kiss my ex at the time, and it still looked nice. I mean, not that he deserved my, you know, whatever, but, this just makes me happy, and I see it and I'm like, this is such a good product and I want to use it because it's so good. And I need to try more of the shades because I've tried some and they're either too dark or too light, or I'm just not like feeling the shade, like the tone of it and things like that. So I need to find ones that are a little bit more nude, like a little bit more like, you can't see my lips because they're so nude kind of a thing. But I don't know, I just really like it, and I like the line, and I think it's such a good liquid lipstick, and like not many people talk about it enough, and I think it should be talked about more because it's so good. And then my final product is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Tinted Lip Oil, and I have the shades Fresh Squeezed and Swipe Ripe, and these are the shades. This is Fresh Squeezed and this is Swipe Ripe, and they're so pretty. They kind of look like the same thing, but they're not. Like, this one's a little bit lighter, but they're so pretty, and they are so comfortable on the lips, and they're just so easy and effortless. And I'm not a gloss person, so this was something that I like was a little bit like, I don't know how I'm gonna like it, but I think either Tati or Jessica Braun mentioned this in a video, and it just looks so nice on them, and I was like, I'm gonna try it and just see what happens. And CoverGirl's not an expensive brand, so I didn't feel like I was really being like, you know, if I bought it, then I wasn't like missing out. But I bought the one shade and I was like, I need to buy more of this. Like, it's just so nice. It's such a good product, especially from CoverGirl. Like, I'm kind of surprised because I know a lot of people didn't like that whole line, but they did like the lip oils. And I've been trying to find lip oils that I liked, or like lighter coverage lip products like glosses and things that I was more interested in using, and that's definitely one I like. I wish I had more things to talk about, but as I look at my makeup collection, these are the things that really like get my attention. I probably have some mascaras and brow products and things like that, but you know, you can watch my other videos and see what I use all the time and then figure that out. But these are just a couple things I wanted to talk about, and I just wanted to post like a more happy, upbeat kind of video because makeup makes me happy and I deserve to be happy. So I want to talk about makeup. So yeah, let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are, what products you would pick, if you agree or disagree with me. I'd love to have that kind of discussion and hear more from you. I'm sorry if you hear the train out my window, but it's just, you know, just life. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. And thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye!